Hola, buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Camila García y el día de hoy, para esta semana número 7, para presentar la actividad, escogí la opción número 2, que era hacer un video haciendo la lectura en inglés sobre un artículo de la revista Harvard Business Review. Y al final de hacer la lectura, decir qué fue lo que aprendí o comprendí sobre el texto. A continuación el texto llamado The Restorative Power of Small Habits. Summary. Over the last few years, there's been a renewed focus on burnout, a serious physical and psychological condition that requires attention and care, but a narrow focus on burnout ignores another key part of well-being. The more subtle but equally important ongoing maintenance of one's energy, especially through the daily challenges of leaderships. The authors identify 5 energy batteries: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and social. Once you identify which battery are depleted and why, you can implement mini habits to help you recharge.
Martin was a member of an executive team tasked with leading a large reorganization of his division. He was under pressure to deliver results. Despite the stress and workload, Martin enjoyed his work and was motivated to make a difference. But little by little, Martin found himself struggling to maintain the energy he needed to perform. Small events began to unsettle him far more easily, and it took him longer to move on and regain his results zest. He had always considered himself resilient and able to deal with uncertain, complex, and high stakes situations. Martin wondered what was going on. In recent years, there's been a renewed focus on employee well being and the link between systemic organizational problems and burnout. Burnout is a serious physical and psychological condition which requires attention and care. But in working with our executive clients, we found that a narrow focus on burnout ignores a key part of well being: the more subtle but equally important daily maintenance of one's energy through the quotidian challenges of leading and driving results. The first signs of losing this daily energy are often similar to the experience of Martin. Symptoms include decreased patience with delays or mistakes and increased self-doubt. We've seen clients' strengths, directness, tact, or caution turn into liabilities, snappiness, fear, or procrastination. Mundane triggers become chronic stressors. Sometimes sleep is affected, colds or coughs become more frequent, and the weekend's rest is not enough to start fresh on Monday morning. Leaders we've worked with can be hesitant to address these effects because they don't feel sufficiently serious or impactful. It isn't burnout, so they feel like they should just suck it up, in the words of one executive we spoke with. But we see it differently. This daily maintenance of energy, even when it doesn't feel close to risking burnout, is a key element to sustaining and thriving at the intense pace that is expected of leaders today. Energy is not just physical or psychological, it's multidimensional. Based on our experience over the last 25 years and building upon the work of Tony Schwartz and others, we've identified 5 energy batteries that impact leaders well being. Physical battery. This refers to physical health and vitality. Sleep, movement, and nutrition are the main factors that share this battery. Any challenge in these areas will quickly deplete it. Mental battery. This involves clarity, focus, and intellectual agility. It's usually charged by activities like practicing mindfulness or learning new topics, and it's depleted by constant demands and interruption. Emotional battery. This is about creativity, emotional intelligence, and self regulation. Is recharged by enjoyable activities, restorative hobbies, and creative practices, or fulfilling time with family and friends, and it's depleted by having to manage conflicts or rehash hurtful events. Spiritual battery. This includes motivation and sense of purpose. It can be restored through time in nature, volunteer work, religious traditions, spiritual practices, or introspective activities. In our experience, this is a battery that is most often taken for granted in business world. Social battery. This refers to both personal and professional relationships. It's charged by social activities, such as time with friends and colleagues, outside of traditional work activities, as well as being able to freely and safely travel. It's depleted when we do not feel safe where we live, when we work in a place where appreciation is scarce, or when we're worried about the well being of loved ones. While the boundaries between the five batteries are fluid, an idea of where you are on each helps you more easily and quickly assess your needs. Examining each battery can give you a clearer, more palpable sense of what's recharging and what's depleting your energy. If you find yourself struggling in certain areas, you can ask, how are my habits supporting my energy? Where do I recharge faster? Where do I drain more easily? What can I adjust? What do I need to accept for now? With clients like Martin, we typically see that it's their physical and mental batteries that need recharging. We regularly see clients who have become more sedentary, for example, and at the end of the day are in a brain fog, with far too many hours spent in front of the screen. To recharge their depleted batteries, we suggest our clients identify mini habits or a meaningful activity that they can commit to consistently doing. For example, to recharge a physical battery rather than making a big commitment like exercising 3 times a week. Someone like Martin might decide to climb the stairs and take the farthest parking space to increase his daily steps. These small tweaks can produce compounded results. For one client, taking short breaks throughout the day provided insights about what we could delegate and what required his direct attention, improving his ability to make accurate decisions and sustain the fast-paced changes in his business. Another found that listening to 5-minute meditations on their train ride to work each morning help to ground them for the day ahead. By adopting this approach, we've seen clients regain their confidence in their ability to deal with life challenges, both with what they can influence and what they needed to accept, such as a chronic health condition or a restructuring that is occurring at work. When we start to experience frustration in our work lives, whether from a delayed answer, a postponed call, or a meeting ending with no clear decision, it's time to assess the impact on our five energy batteries. While these incidents might seem minor, they do affect the body and mind, raising cortisol levels and reducing cognitive and emotional resources. Increasing daily resilience not only helps with everyday well being, it also helps leaders stay effective in crisis situations because it builds the skills to be mindful of their energy and methods to keep it at optimal levels.
Francesca Julia Meru has been an executive coach for 25 years and developed a framework to sustain both performance and well being. She works with IMD Business School and the Center for Humanitarian Negotiation. Currently, she focuses on pressure management and influencing in high stakes situations. Her online energy check is available here. Jennifer Jordan is a social psychologist and a professor of leadership and organizational behavior at IMD. Her research, teaching, and consulting focuses on power, ethics, leadership, and the intersection of these topics. Bueno, ya como conclusión, me queda decir primero que este texto me gustó bastante, por eso lo elegí. Primero por el tema que trata, que es sobre el agotamiento o cansancio que podemos llegar a sentir en nuestro trabajo, estudio, actividades sociales, etcétera. Que muchas veces muchas personas que desconocen del tema piensan que realmente es pereza, cuando realmente es una situación de fatiga que está sintiendo la persona. Al sentir ese agotamiento, somos más impacientes, cometemos más errores en el trabajo, tanto como en motricidad y digamos como en procesos mentales. Nos sentimos más cansados tanto física como mentalmente. El texto nos habla sobre 5 baterías energéticas esenciales que afectan nuestro bienestar, que son la batería física, mental, emocional, espiritual y social. Y nos dice cómo podemos identificarlos y qué batería es la que está, digamos, como disminuyendo según los síntomas que estamos presentando. El texto también nos dice que para combatir el agotamiento podemos empezar implementando mini hábitos en nuestras vidas, ya que pues, los mini hábitos son mucho más fáciles de seguir a diferencia de unos cambios drásticos en nuestra vida, ¿cierto? Y hay una probabilidad menor de abandonar, digamos, estos mini hábitos. Y también estos mini hábitos, digamos que son como la base para crear hábitos completos más adelante en nuestras vidas. Este tema del agotamiento o burnout me parece que debería ser más conocido o que este tema se expanda más como en las empresas o en las universidades para que digamos los docentes sean conscientes de que muchos de los estudiantes o trabajadores pasan por situaciones en sus vidas que pueden ser personales o lo que sea, que les afecta su rendimiento y que, digamos, haya más empatía en ese lado. Y esa fue mi actividad. Muchas gracias por su atención, compañeros y docentes.